Telescopic Sight is a brand new tool card from Vivid Voltage that just breathes new air into every spread deck in both standard and expanded, and potentially one of the best candidates for this card is Morpeko VMAX. I checked out Galarian Darmanitan VMAX with Inteleon VMAX yesterday, and today it's all about Morpeko. Yes, Darmanitan hits harder and does better bench spread, but Morpeko only needs 3 energy and one of them can be a colorless, whereas Darmanitan needs 4. And obviously you have access to things like Boltund, which can use Electrifying Bolt Storm, and then Tapu Koko with Dance of the Ancients, which is just amazing, and this version of the deck plays Vikavolt. Basically, by using Tapu Koko and Boltund, you get around the fact that you would need something like Frostmoth to accelerate energy, so you just need the one stage 1 in the deck, and I have made a few changes. I basically just used the list that did well at a recent tournament, and I made some changes. I added the Mr. Mime Scoop Up block, so people can't use Scoop Up Net. I just thought that was kind of a fun inclusion in case they play Jirachi. And then Blizzard Town. I want to try it out. Let's see what happens. Pokemon with 40 HP or less remaining can't attack. So if I hit a Zacian, let's say I'm facing Zacian V ADP or Zacian anything, I put 180 damage on the Zacian V. They cannot attack with Zacian V as long as Blizzard Town is in play. So it's a very annoying card. I don't know how important it's going to be, but we'll find out. The Aurora Energy, I could probably cut the Aurora Energy at this point because the previous build of the deck I think was using something else. But let's leave it in there because it does put energy in the discard if you have it. So I'll keep the list as you can see it in front of you. The Aurora Energy just opens up possibilities. So if you have a 2 energy V Pokemon or any Pokemon that uses a 2 energy attack, you can splash it in here as long as one of the requirements is colorless. Obviously, Morpeko lost Thunder Mountain and Electro Power, so it's not going to hit quite as hard and quite as fast. But let's see what happens today in this post-rotation Vivid Voltage version of Morpeko. My opponent chose to go first, and this is a tough starting hand. Let's see what happens here. You might never watch this game. Oh, hey, it's a different type of spread deck. So they got Dragapult. I mean, if I could use Paralyzing Bolt this turn, that'd be great, but I doubt that's going to happen. Oh, man. Okay, so I think I just go for it because I want to use Boltund, and this would put energy in the discard, so I think I just get rid of everything. And unfortunately, you have a 3 retreat cost, so I'll definitely do this first to thin the hand a little bit. And there we go. So I'm just gonna go for broke here. Okay, so we'll get a Boltund, we'll get a Morpeko, we will hope for a switch. Alternatively, I mean, I guess I should put the Air Balloon on there in case I can, like Tapu Koko and do some things. And I prize the Tapu Koko, so I won't be doing those things. Alrighty, so things are not going well. And even when I looked at the deck list to begin with, I didn't think that Vikavolt was necessarily a good option here. And I think Blizzard Town would be horrible to put into play because, that would just be a game-losing scenario for me. So 1-2, and there's just no energy left in the deck. So I should really cut those Aurora Energy and put in some more basics. So I think I'll probably do that because, that is not a good situation to be in. You got Evolution Incense, you got Dragapult. They'll probably put the damage there. I mean, Max Phantom, so they would... If they put 4 damage counters on Morpeko, then they should be okay. But they still need a switch. If they can't find a switch card, then I am just in a great position here. And they play Clefairy. Okay, so they're playing this version, which controls your energy. And I'm going to have to hope that they just keep flipping tails because I got lots of energy in the discard right now. And Clefable, when Clefairy evolves into Clefable, they would take this energy and put it on top of my deck. So that is... May put an energy... Yeah, so it has to be on the active. So that's the good thing. But when you combo it with Crushing Hammer, then I could go from a 3 energy Morpeko to a 1 or 0 energy Morpeko real quick. And my opponent just grabbed another Dragapult, probably thinning that out because, you only need 2 VMAXs at most in most decks these days. And yeah, I'm really... When I first saw the list, I didn't think Aurora Energy was necessary. You know, yes, it can put an energy in your discard, but it doesn't work with Boltund. And it can be easily... Okay, here we go again. It can be easily discarded. So, Tails again. Okay. Worst card in the format. And Blizzard Town, I don't think it's good. It's good when you're not facing a fellow spread deck, but you know, if they max Phantom my Morpeko VMAX twice, that's 260, would have 40 HP remaining. And third time's a charm, right? Can they do it? Heads. And they got rid of the wrong energy because they don't think I know that they know that I know. Oh, geez. Okay, so I do that. Unfortunately, I'm losing another boss's orders. That's wonderful. And so I think I'm just going to, if I did Denny, is Dedenne smarter? Yeah, because I just need to draw some cards here. So I just need Energy VMAX. That's really it. I'm not asking for a lot here. And I'm not going to use my supporter because that would be too good. That would just be too helpful. Okay, well, I got it. And I'll ditch the Boltund. I will Aurora Energy. I'll do that. I really wish I had some boss's orders right now. And I think, you know, they got a bunch of stuff. I don't necessarily need the Switch, but if I lose the Switch, I might regret it. I think I have to Marnie. I think they have a supporter in their hand. And there's another VMAX that's really good. So at this point, I just really have to hope that I can eventually get somebody off the prizes like Tapu Koko. But a Telescopic Sight at this exact moment would have been great. That's why I dug for it. But I couldn't lose the Switch because I don't have a free retreater. And of course, I put them into everything they needed. But oh, this is tough because they're going to control some energy here. And then I'm going to hit into the Horror Psychic Energy so they can two-shot my Morpeko VMAX. That's going to be tough. But, okay, so they'll two-shot it. But if I can get another one up and running, I should be okay. You know, I had to get rid of those boss's orders. If I could have just used bosses on this thing, that would have been great. I will use Speed Lightning Energy, so who knows. Do I even have another boss's orders in the deck? Okay, oh, that's fun. Okay, so I can't remember if rearranging my deck would be a good idea or a bad idea. Because I know that the top card of my deck is an energy and I don't need an energy right now. So doing that makes the most sense. Sure, let's do it Phione, just in case. So rearranging my deck made sense because I don't need an energy, I need something. I need something good and I got an energy. Okay, thank you. And so Blizzard Town's not going to come into play and I'm just going to basically knock myself out. And I'm not going to take a prize, so that is pretty much game here. So if it wasn't for the fact that they had the Horror Psychic Energy, I would have won, but they had the Horror Psychic Energy, and I'm going to lose. It's just, if just one of the energy was not Horror Psychic Energy, I had a chance. And if I just hadn't started Vikavolt. So Aurora Energy doesn't belong in the deck, Vikavolt V doesn't belong in the deck. I mean, what would I replace Vikavolt with? Just another Boltund, maybe? I don't have any more energy. So I guess I just put up the Boltund and let it take a hit. Just let it get knocked out. Because I don't have any more energy to put into play. I could... Yeah, so this is just a loss, right? Because Blizzard Town won't do anything. If I Phione, they'll just put up the Dragapult. So I don't think there's anything I can do, and this is just... Oh, of course. Way to rub it in. So yeah, they're just going to hit into me. I can't take a prize. Yeah, this is just a no-win situation just because they're all set up. They have everything. If I hadn't prized Tapu Koko, if I would have just been able to get one more max discharge, this would have been different. So, as of right now, if you're trying to play a spread deck in Standard, don't go with Morpeko, go with Galarian Darmanitan, but let's see what Game 2 has in store. Alright, so the Zacian battle isn't horrible. Blizzard Town might come into play. There's an Intrepid Sword, so that's fine. That's less fine. I do need to get a Pokemon here. Okay. So I guess I'll just go for a Morpeko just so I can attach the Telescopic Sight. I guess. Sure, why not? So we'll do that. Telescopic Sight. And do I want to attach an energy? Probably should have checked to see if Tapu Koko was in the deck because that was a game-losing situation last time. But I think I want to attach the energy. Nah, just in case I get Speed Lightning energy or something, let's just let it ride, right? And there's the Speed Lightning. Okay, so I think I will go get a Boltund at this exact moment because I don't need to do anything else. I have a great hand. I have a Boltund. I have Tapu Koko. So this is great. Nothing hugely important is prized. That is wonderful. Please don't draw basic lightning. Oh my god. I just asked for one thing. Not to draw the energy. Okay, so I think I don't want to put that there. I think I have to discard that if I put the Phione there. I think I just switch into it. Electrify. You know, maybe they don't get an energy. I mean, if this is... Maybe I should have played a little more safe, because if this is Lucario Metalization, I'm in trouble. If this is ADPization, I'm also not doing great. Okay, so it's not Lucario Metal. They're just going to knock out my Morpeko. That is... Well, okay. Apparently this deck is cursed. And, I mean, they can't attack, so that's something, right? Well, I don't know. I have to assume they're going to get something off those two prizes and their top deck, so holding on to Marnie doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. So I'm just going to attach the Aurora, get rid of Dedenne. I need to put that energy back into my deck so I can electrify. And... well, let's just hope that they don't have a combo going here. So it's 2 energy. I'm going to do some things next turn. I mean, worst case scenario, I can... Okay, so there's a Rangaroo, so this is definitely not Lucario Metalization. Oh, please don't tell me they just have... Oh, they are just... How are they doing this? This is insane. And I can't use Phione. Not that necessarily matters, but I can't use Phione simply because if I use Phione, then they're just going to bring up a Rangaroo, and that resets the Zacian, and I want to hit into the Zacian. So hopefully they put some people down. Good. Okay, so at the very least, they're putting Pokemon down. There's Dedenne. That's perfect. I'm down a Telescopic Sight, though. They knocked out that Morpeko. Man. Just Zacian, it doesn't matter what format, what comes out. Zacian is always going to be... That's an interesting choice. Okay, Zacian is always going to be good. So I think... They're only down 1 bosses. With everything they've done, they're only down to single bosses. So I think I will... I'll do... I mean, I can get rid of the Switch, and then I think Morpeko... Or does Boltund... No, Boltund doesn't make more sense. But if I put the Morpeko down, then they can just knock it out with the bosses, because they have the retreat. Oh, I'm just in a conundrum here, because if I put the Morpeko down, that's bad, but if I don't put the Morpeko down, then I don't get a chance to switch between Morpeko. Oh, man. Okay, so... I mean, I can't heal. I can't... Oh, jeez. You know, Does the deck play Reset Stamp? Please tell me it plays Reset Stamp. I'm lost right now. Please tell me it plays a Reset Stamp. Let's just try for a Reset Stamp, I guess. I don't know. This just went downhill so quickly. I'm gonna try for it. Let's go. Let's Triforce. Get the Triforce going. Okay, so there's that. I have to lose more energy. That's wonderful. Morpeko VMAX. And then just hope for a Reset Stamp. That's it. Just hope for a Reset Stamp. And a Blizzard Town. Reset Stamp, Blizzard Town. Hey, I'll take Blizzard Town. Okay, so There we go. You cannot attack with your Zacian. You have to attach Metal Saucer to the benched one. Please tell me you did not just have it like that. If they have it like that, I'm just done with this deck forever. But Blizzard Town, if Blizzard Town clutches it for me and Blizzard Town wins me the game, that would just be amazing. But I'm guessing they have some energy switch stuff going on because they wouldn't have attached the water energy unless they thought the energy switch would come into play. And yes, please fill up your bench. Please don't let it be Mawile though, because I have some Pokemon that I don't want to put down. Oh crap. Okay, so that's game losing. That's a game losing Mawile right there. Are they not going to play it? Oh, why? Okay, so they wanted to top deck the Mawile, but that's interesting. And Blizzard Town, it was short-lived. That's why I didn't think it was going to be huge. That's why I only played one. It was an experiment. It is amazing. I'm not going to say it's not amazing. It's an amazing card in a deck like this because you can shut off a Zacian. The problem is that, yes, you can shut off a Zacian, but if they play a Stadium in their deck, you're kind of screwed. And, oh, here it is. Let me guess. They're just going to switch and then retreat, and then it's game over. I did everything perfectly, but do they just got it like that? And, oh, they don't got it like that. Okay, so I'm definitely using Phione. And then I can Zigzagoon. So this is good. They have to go through two of these things. They ditched their Mawile. The Mawile would have been a game-winning situation for them. They didn't do it. I'm just going for it at this point. Okay, so Zigzagoon. As I learned, I think I should go after the Dedenne, or do I go after the 80p? So I'm going to have to knock out that and that. Well, I think I should Whirlpool Suction first. See what they do. That'll kind of determine some things. And what are they going to send up? Maybe just the Oranguru? Yeah, okay, that's kind of what I figured. So maybe I want to... I don't know, which is smarter? Do I hit into the Zacian again? No, because if I knock out the Oranguru, that's pretty good. And if I can scoop up that... There's a lot of things going on right now. So I think I will hit into that one, scoop up net, hit into that one. I'm just trying to piece together the math here. I have 13 cards left in deck. The Crobat could be something that wins me the game in the end, but I think Marnie is more important, and I don't want the Crobat to ever see the field. So I'll get rid of just the Morpeko, and I do want to save the Boltund Tapu Koko combo for the end of the game in case it wins me the game. So we'll do that. Yep, doesn't matter. Oh, I didn't switch. Okay, well that's fine. I can just retreat if I need to, and there you go. Okay, so that's that. I didn't get the Telescopic Sight. That would have been nice. And Max Discharge. Telescopic Sight would have knocked out that Zacian. So you're seeing the card is really good. I think the original list only had one, and I added a second one just because it's so good. But if you never see it, what are you supposed to do? So I can... Oh, and yeah, I didn't do the math properly there. Okay, that's fine. But, you know, just if things work out slightly different with, if I had a bosses instead of a Marnie in that last hand, I think I guarantee myself a win. But because it was a Marnie instead of a bosses, then it's just bad. But on the flip side, they had a really great chance of winning this game, and they just couldn't close it out because they just whiffed an energy, or they whiffed an... Or they didn't play them all well. I don't know. They had a chance to win. They didn't do it. There's a Reset. That could be huge. Okay. Let's see. There's a Zacian. That's fine. Unfortunately, I cannot put a Telescopic Sight on this one, so not using that switch was a bad idea. Okay, it was a great idea. Never mind. And there's Brave Blade. Okay, so... Oh, do I even reset stamp them? Hang on, what did they do? Okay, so they played Marnie. It's just, do I think that last card in their hand is a game-winning card? So I'll put the Telescopic Sight there. And I mean, I can't reset stamp them to one extra card, right? That would just be bad. And I do have Phione, so I can't deck out because I have Phione. It's not the best option, but I do have Phione, so I can't deck out. There's the Tapu Koko, so I can't use the Boltund play if I do this, but I mean, they have Viridian, so they can knock out my Morpeko VMAX next turn. So unfortunately, I do have to do this. And I mean, at the very least, so I can't use the Boltund play. That's unfortunate, but I'm not too terribly concerned. And please don't tell me that you just got it like that. If they... Oh, Phione. Yeah, let's Phione. Because I don't want to put all that damage on this active one. Yeah, let's just Phione. Phione's great. This is the exact reason why you play Phione, is for situations like this. Because, I mean, I don't want to waste 180 damage on something that has 20 health left. So, let's just see what happens here. And they put up that Zacian. I mean, it really doesn't matter. It's, do they have a way to knock out this Morpeko VMAX for game? If not, then I win. If they do, then I lose. And I don't have a way to knock out that ADP, but I do have a way to... Okay, that's fine. If I bring up this Zacian, I win. Simple as that. There's a research, that's not a game-winning card, that's not bosses. So what you're seeing is they didn't play Mawile. If they had played Mawile at that crucial turn, it would have just been game over for me. They would have easily won. Thankfully, they did not. And somehow we're in this situation. I don't think there's anything they can do. They played their supporter for turn. They don't have bosses. If for some reason they 10,000 IQ me with the Phione, that's why I put the Zigzagoon down, is, you know, it's nice to have a Pokemon that doesn't lose you the game. And yeah, so my advice to new players, if you're playing VMAX decks, is make sure you count your prizes for your opponent. You know, when you're playing against someone, how do you think, you know, how can they beat you? Figure out how someone can beat you and try and play around that. Okay, so that's game. That's a well played. You know, you have to, okay, and they conceded. I would have just bosses the benched one, and then that would have just been a double knockout, and that would have been game. So that was a great game, very, very tough. You know, I could have lost at certain points. I could have lost at several points in that game, actually. But yeah, just you want to be able to, how are you going to win, and how is your opponent going to beat you with the information that you have? You have to count your prizes for them. You know, it's just, there's a lot that goes into winning a game. It can be tough, especially when you're playing a spread deck. But I think I have time for one more game, so let's see what happens. And I think this is my first time going first, but I'm facing Eternatus, and they don't really care. And with a starting hand like this, what does it even matter? I mean, I think every time I play Eternatus, it's just Marnie, 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 Marnie. And they're going to poison me, so I want to keep that in the active. I want to Quick Ball for a Morpeko, and then do that. Okay, so let's go get a Morpeko. Maybe, did I do that completely wrong? Because I want to have an energy. So maybe I did that completely wrong, and I should have done something slightly different. Yeah, I should have ditched the research and gotten someone else. So that was a mistake on my part. Let's go get Dedenne or Crobat. I think Crobat is the smarter move, because then I have a research for next turn. Yeah, because then I'll scoop it up. Yeah, okay. So this is what I'll do, is I'll scoop up the Zigzagoon, I'll put it down, I'll switch into it. There you go. Just because this way the Morpeko won't take any poison damage, though if they play Zigzagoon, it doesn't really matter. And there's Blizzard Town. Okay, so I will get rid of, I guess, the Vikavolt, because it doesn't really matter. So now we have, I guess, just another Morpeko, because Boltund is good. Actually, yeah, I think I'll go for Boltund, because they can't take a knockout. They can do some shenanigans where they put some damage on the Morpeko or the Boltund, but they can't take a knockout. So I think I want to shore up my chances of winning, or my chances of having a good turn too, because I whiffed the energy. That really sucked. You know, the deck only plays, what, 12 energy? 10, 12 energy? They just had one. There's Dark City. That's the reason I didn't get rid of Blizzard Town, is because I want to be able to bump that. Though Dark City gives my Zigzagoon free retreat, and they're playing the spicy Galarian Weezing. That doesn't matter. Yeah, so they can't knock me out. Okay, so I have free retreat. There's an Aurora Energy. So I think at this point, I just Aurora. Oh, man. Okay, so if I put Blizzard Town into play, it doesn't have free retreat, so retreat, do that. Put Blizzard Town down. I assume they have a pretty good hand, but I don't want to reset stamp them into an extra card without knowing exactly what they have. And I have to do that, so just whiffing that energy turn 1 was almost a game-losing scenario for me. Obviously, it's not that dire, but it's not good. And I think it's worth it to put the Air Balloon on the Boltund. Still don't have that energy in there. I think the Boltund is probably getting knocked out, but I also think that this is a good idea. And I mean, they're going to play Dark City if they're going to play a stadium. I'm going to put enough energy on it, so I think that makes sense. And then if I'm... it's just, there's so many things I don't want to have to do right now. Sure, I'll get rid of the energy. I will get another Morpeko V. I guess if they knock that out, then I'm in a worse position, but I don't know. This is tough. I don't think Morpeko is favored in this matchup. When I have a start like this, the odds of me doing well obviously go up if I can get my Telescopic Sight, if I can get that attack off. You know, if I was attacking with Morpeko VMAX right now, then that's amazing. But you whiff that turn 1 energy. You know, I can't say that going for Dedenne turn 1 instead of Crobat would have been a better idea, because the deck plays so much energy. It's like, what are the odds of me whiffing energy? And what are the odds of me not getting, you know, a way to go get Dedenne anyway? So I played the turn 1, I played as well as I could have. It's just I didn't draw what I needed, and that's just what happens. And this is great. Okay, that's fine. And that's less fine. They got the energy, do they have the knockout? Oh, that's just mean. Okay, so... yeah, Dark City's in play, so I can put up whoever, it doesn't really matter. And I will just evolve into Morpeko VMAX. So I think I will... So I can do 180 to that, but they would just poison me and that's bad. So I do that. Bosses... I mean, I could bosses that, but then I wouldn't have abilities. So I think I just do that. And you're also seeing what went wrong is I had to get rid of my reset stamp. I had to get rid of, you know, Blizzard Town, so that's not good. I think I have to hold what I got. You know, I could have gone for a Crobat or a Dedenne. The problem is my opponent's prizes. They have 4 prizes. If they decide to bosses this Crobat and knock this Crobat out... why did I do that? I forgot they had Dark City. That was so dumb. Okay. But... And they're just going to poison me. That is an interesting choice. They do need a Toxicroak for this to be meaningful. So maybe I should have foreseen them putting some poison damage on me. That's crazy. Okay, so my thought process with not getting somebody else is that if they bosses the Crobat, they go down to 2 prizes, and if I had put another Dedenne or something on the field, then they just need to bosses that, and it's game over. And obviously I can scoop up the Zigzagoon if I have another Scoop Up Net in my deck, and then it would have forced them to go through a... Oh no, but it puts 4 damage on it anyway, so that doesn't matter. Oh, that sucks. Okay, now what do I do? Because I can bosses and Eternatus. I mean, it doesn't matter. They're knocking me out regardless, so turning off the poison doesn't matter. I can't do anything about Dark City, but it's basics. I can hit into that Eternatus. If they can't find an energy, then I can do some things. So I think I have to hit into that, and then it'll be close. If I can put a damage counter on the Toxicroak, so I do have a chance to win. Believe it or not, I have a chance to win. It is just very, very low, and oh, that's not good. So I need to get some things. I don't like what's left in my deck. Please get me a Telescopic Sight or something. Okay, that's fine. I think I should... What's left in my deck? What's actually in my deck right now? Not a lot. Okay, so I definitely don't want a Phione. I think I just go get Mr. Mime, just in case they play Scoop Up Net, but I don't think they have space for it. Let's put that there. 1, 2, there's Telescopic Sight. That's awesome. Do that. I guess I'll put the energy on the Denny in case that ever becomes a thing. Oh, and I don't even have enough. Okay. And yes, the Mr. Mime will go down. Question mark? Yeah, sure, why not? Okay, so there you go. I knocked out the Eternatus. And if I can get a Scoop Up Net and put an extra damage counter on that, I win. And obviously I hit into this, but they don't have a backup attacker, so if I can find a Scoop Up Net and I can scoop up that Zigzagoon, because your opponent's Pokemon are affected by that, so I need to scoop up the Zigzagoon and I win. That is hilarious. I scoop up the Zigzagoon and I hit into the active and I win. That is totally unexpected. That is 70. So it doesn't matter. Whichever one they don't evolve, I can knock out. And if for some reason they can just not find their bosses, that's also really good. So if they can't evolve this, I win and I find my Scoop Up Net. Oh, no! No! No, no, no. I play Blizzard Town. You're supposed to play that one first. Okay, so that's just Heartbreak City? What are they doing? What? Are they... I'm so confused. What is happening? Are they just thinning for a reset stamp? Because, oh, they're just thinning for a Crobat. Okay. I had the win, and then they do this. Alright, well, I have to Marnie them. Oh man, that is just the worst thing ever. 2, there's bosses. Okay, does bosses change anything? So they need to take 4 prizes. If I hit into that, no, that doesn't change anything. I need to knock out the active and hope that they can't find an energy, right? Because if I bosses anybody, that does not help me get anywhere. Man, that reset stamp. That freaking reset stamp. Okay, so don't want to do that, don't want to do that. Yeah, it doesn't matter that I did that. I just got a Marnie and hope. Marnie and hope. How many bosses? They're down 1 bosses. That's it. They've played conservatively the entire game, and it has paid off. So I think it's just a loss. They just need energy and not much else. So they get energy and bosses and they win, or bosses and... Oh yeah, they just need bosses. That's it. They just need bosses on the Zigzagoon, so that 10 damage on the Zigzagoon at the very beginning of the game is going to be what loses me the game. Oh no, they just have bosses. Okay. But, I mean, I'm glad that it didn't come down to black market, but it's still kind of heartbreaking that they just threw that down and I Marnied them into exactly what they needed. But it was a close game. I'm glad that Morpeko at least had a close game. Nothing will top the second game. That was a great game. And hey, I get a random pack of Darkness Blaze. That's awesome. Do your challenges, because then you can get your level up and get tradable packs for free. Watch my video if you haven't. But I like the deck. Blizzard Town, I mean, if you're going to play it, you should probably play 2. So maybe 1 wasn't enough. The reset stamp, that would have won me the game. I don't play 2 Scoop Up Net, so I'm an idiot. I think the deck just needs a little bit of help. I think you cut the 2 Aurora, go to 7 basic, maybe 2 Blizzard Town, 2 Scoop Up Net, cut the Vikavolt, probably cut the Mr. Mime. I mean, that's just to keep your opponent from getting rid of their basics that are really damaged, like Jirachi. Because if you can use Max Discharge 4 times, you knock out a Jirachi. So, I mean, it's a question mark card. Phione definitely has to be in the deck. Tapu Koko definitely. 2 Dedenne, 1 Crobat, it's tough. But there's a lot in the deck that I like, but the loss of Thunder Mountain and Electro Power just makes the deck not as great. So if you're choosing a spread deck in Standard, pick Darmanitan, watch my previous video, it is much better. But Morpeko is not a bad option, it's just not the best. So I will sign off now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.